Comenzamos.
Radio Metro 3.
Presentando
Radio Metro 3.
la mejor programación. En vivo desde Arlington, Texas, la capital del deporte, los espectáculos y el entretenimiento.
Radio Metro 3.
La mejor plataforma en su tipo. El mejor contenido
Radio Metro 3.
y diversión para todos.
Radio Metro 3. Radio Metro 3.
Wahoo! Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Can you believe it's October the 30th? We're getting close to Christmas, and it's so exciting. So we're here in Arlington, Texas, live from right here, live. We can see AT&T Stadium, Six Flags, everything. What a place to go. So I hope you had a great weekend. And how about those Rangers? All right. Woo! What do you think? I'm here with the CEO, Angel Martinez.
1-1 today.
One and one.
Yeah.
Production manager Gloria, and of course we're going to bring to you our guest Phil Claybrook. But let's start out with the Texas Rangers. All right, Angel, did you think we were going to get to the World Series?
Yeah.
All right, Angel said from the beginning we're going to the World Series for the Rangers, and he was right. Here we are, getting ready to bat and win. We are 1-1, right? It's a tied series.
Yes, 1-1.
So it's going to be a good game. And of course, Radio Metroplex is the official internet radio of America's Chamber. So how about that, huh? So if you want to catch us, you can catch us on radiometroplex.net. So thank you, everybody. Now let's get back to our action here. And we had a great time. The weather, we had some rain. And it's kind of cool but wonderful. But now let's get to the interesting part of our show. I'd like you to meet Phil Claybrook. Phil Claybrook is president of M2R, a training, educational, and just about everything type of company from what I can gather. And I learned quite a bit. But Phil, how are you today?
Doing great, Herb. Doing great.
Yeah. And welcome to the show right here in this beautiful studio of radiometroplex.net live. And who is and what is M2R?
M2R is a professional training, coaching, and consulting company, and we focus on things that provide more inclusion. And we talk about inclusion both from an individual standpoint, an organizational standpoint, and the standpoint of us as a society. And what we do and train and coach on are those things we feel impact and create a favorable difference for individuals, organizations, and communities. Some of the things specifically we work on, we work with the Defense Department and what's called emotional intelligence. You may not be familiar with that term. We work with Dallas County and other government agencies here locally, along with schools and other institutions educationally on what's called implicit or unconscious bias. And on November 15th, we will launch what's called financial literacy. And that's what I'm here to talk about today.
Financial literacy. I like that.
Yeah. How about that?
That's talking about money, right?
That's talking about money.
I love money.
Your personal money. And one of the things we're looking at, and the reason we're doing it, is we see a big deficit in a few areas. One, if you look at our school systems, especially in the high school systems, our students are taught very little about personal finances and how personal finances can be handled so that they can create a healthy financial well-being in their future. So we're going to try to work with some school institutions, public schools, private schools, high school students. We're going to try to work with people that are just starting college in terms of young adults, and we're going to try to work with people that are older adults that may not have created the habits or that had the knowledge to create a financial well-being for themselves in the future. I've been approached and had 2 meetings already with an organization that's a financial institution. I won't mention their name right now because nothing's solidified. But that financial institution, we haven't even rolled it out yet. They got a preliminary glimpse of our program. We did that in an overview just to test it. And what they've asked us already is to consider an elementary student program for training. Elementary. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a surprise to us. But we were focused on high school, young college adults, and then older adults are looking to maybe find a way to create habits and create knowledge to create a better and more solid financial future for themselves. And if you look at our retirement age and people here getting ready for retirement, many of the people retiring today are living paycheck to paycheck.
That's true.
And that's a very difficult and stressful situation to be in. Many young people, 18 to 35, 70%, it's estimated, are now living with their parents or an older adult, not on their own independently. So that's an issue.
Wow, and those are very valid points because it's happening everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are; you're seeing that a lot. And one of the things that sorry about that. One of the things that I've known you, Phil, is about diversity, equity, and inclusion. You have always stressed those points because I think we're looking at the how the population has changed, how we are all coming in with different ideas, different things, but putting it together, creating a strong, united uh, economy, a strong economy, population. You've always said that's very important. Would you like to stress on that?
Yeah, because if you look at what we do as a training and consulting and coaching organization, the common thread that goes through all of our training is and financial literacy. The whole of this financial literacy is there are people that have not been able, either for lack of knowledge, lack of training, lack of coaching, been able to really put themselves in a financially successful future. What I mean by that, they haven't been able to really plan ahead. In the training, we'll be doing that training online, self-paced. We'll be doing that training in person with me and my partners. And I'll mention who they are here shortly. We'll also be doing that training virtually, where you have an active trainer online using the Zoom platform. But we are aiming, first of all, at parents. And here's why we're aiming at parents. I don't know how many people in your audience have had parents that actually taught them a lot about personal finance. But my parents didn't teach me a lot about personal finances. I have to learn sometimes in school of hard knocks on my own. So we're trying to set up a program, a training online that parents can actually do for their young adults, their high school students, maybe their freshman, sophomore, junior, senior students, possibly their junior high students, but a program that helps them build habits of how they save, what savings are, what interest rates are, how different accounts do different things in terms of preparing you for the future, what retirement savings are, what different investments are. So the training really covers basics, and we split it up what we call financial literacy 101, financial literacy 102. And financial literacy, we really cover the basics. What's savings, what's credit score, what's some of the personal things you need to know. And then in financial literacy 102, we show how you actually put them in practice, developing, developing your own personal money, and how to maybe create the habits on a consistent basis to put yourself in a more financially. at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
And that's such a good point. And I'd like to point out a study that I saw. It's a 2021 study. U.S. Latino economic output is $3.2 trillion, according to the study. That means that the Latinos in the U.S., if they were a country, they would be the fourth, fifth largest country economic in the world. Now, getting that $3 trillion of spending power and learning how to do financial literacy, that is the way to go. I mean, you look at those numbers, people don't realize the contribution of the Latino community. Now, looking at those numbers, I can tell the direction you're headed is going to be very helpful because how much of that $3.2 trillion is cash that they don't put it in a bank, they don't put it for retirement, they don't put this, they don't put that. So having a number now, that's 2020. Like today, that number has gone up dramatically. It's increasing almost at the rate of $1.2 trillion. If you, if I were a large company, like let's say Walmart, I definitely would be looking at those numbers, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and they are make sure that the people actually that are producing those numbers, the actual community, the population, is not just spending but also planning for the future. And that's an issue because one of the hardest things to do financially as an individual for any of us is to separate your needs from your wants.
That's right.
Okay, and sometimes we have a difficult time separating our needs from our wants, which requires us as consumers to spend more versus save some. Now, the way we teach financial literacy, you cannot just save, 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 and not have any fun. Why would you work and not enjoy some of your money?
That's
That
true.
doesn't make sense.
That's true.
So you have to have a practical approach, and that's what we do. We do a practical approach to financial literacy. And maybe I should step back once. Let's define what financial literacy is. Financial literacy is not only knowing and having knowledge, but it's also the willingness and the habits associated with creating a financial future that's more sustainable. And those habits, let me give you a specific example. My daughter graduated from high school this year. She's a freshman right now, and I'll give Collin Community College a plug because she's a freshman at Collin Community College.
Hey, not a bad choice.
Yeah, but she's a freshman in college, and she just graduated from Prosper High School this year. She graduated with $5,000 in the bank, $1,000 investment fund, okay, and $3,000 worth of available credit on a credit card. That's the way she came out of high school. The thing is, though, she's been doing some habits that she's getting into all 4 years of high school. And I watch her in college now. She's maintaining those habits. Regularly putting money into her savings, regularly putting money into her, regularly putting money into her retirement plan, 401k Roth. Uh, and those habits have to continue. Now, it's not a big deal because she started with a job hosting in a restaurant. That's where she worked. She didn't make a bunch of money. But over 4 years, she was able to put a little back here, a little back there, and a budget and a plan she had. So when she came out of high school, that little bit of money she was making turned into a significant amount.
Yeah, I'm so proud, and I know her well, and she is dynamic. Uh, Very good thinker, well coached from her dad and her
Yeah,
mom,
yeah,
who I have a highest regard. But you're right. Those are examples of what it is. Whether you're an individual or you're a business, it's almost the same thing.
yes, cash flow.
You've got to do the cash flow. If you don't own your money, you're going you're gonna lose things, and you've got to keep track. It's work though. A lot of people don't realize. It takes a little action on your part, to get it right, such as Rita. But and I've done that the same with my daughters, and trying to learn how to handle their money. Although they get to an age where they're smarter than the parents, right? So
That's where you want to start from habits early.
that's right. So that's right. So make a lot of money because you got to take care of your parents. No, but
But that's really a message I want to get across. The younger you are, the earlier you start. You don't need massive amounts of money in your savings or your retirement because based on time, you can go little by little and create quite a bit of wealth for yourself, quite a bit of security. And as you look at the training program we're releasing on November 15th, you actually see Rita tell her own story
yeah,
in that video.
that I got to
She'll
watch.
tell her own story. So
That
it's been interesting journey for her.
now, did you know that the economic output from U.S. Latinos was $3.2 trillion?
No, but I can imagine that's probably underestimated
Very much.
because when you look at the population, when you look at out through the year 2060, you'll see that Latinos, the population, is expected to make up about 30% of the total U.S. population. Think about that, 30%.
When you look at Texas, Latinos are now the largest community in Texas. Uh, so it's already there, and we're going to see a lot of changes. But we've got to make sure that this new quote unquote majority, as they're calling it, are financially prepared.
Yes,
I mean, that's going to be very important because you've got to represent the majority. You've got to represent a higher level of majority to keep this country going the way it is.
and
And
people with lower incomes, not just Latinos, but lower income people and so forth, feel defeated.
yes,
But if they looked at how to really budget and how to put their financial plan together, they can make a difference in their lives also. It's not the idea of you need massive amount of money to start with, but you need to start. And what you start with is a budget that allows you to do the things you need to do some of the things you want to do, and then have enough money to put a little back. And we talk about a lot of things in the training. One of the things we talk about is interest, because a lot of people don't understand compound interest and simple interest. So we try to explain that in a very layman type term and methodology so that it's easy to get the concept to understand how you make money grow, even small amounts of money. And I keep saying small amounts of money because I'm trying to get something across specifically to people. Don't wait till you have big amounts of money that you think you need to save. Small money adds up very quickly.
it really does, especially if you're able to account for it and know where it is. And you've also got to factor in when you're making profit taxes.
Yes.
How much if you're getting 50,000, but you haven't paid the taxes, you don't have 50,000. So those are things that financially you've got to start figuring in. But it's like Phil says, uh, when my kids were born, we quickly got them life insurance and we got them things to prepare them for the future. Very low cost when they're 5 years old.
But when they're old like us, it's terrible cost for
Then it's
insurance.
terrible. It's kind of a nice way of saying we don't want you. In my That's my definition. But you've got to factor that in that cost of living. What would you say the cost of living is nowadays?
uh, let me put it this way. First of all, it depends on your geographic area because the
Okay.
cost of living, say, on the West Coast, the cost of living in the Southwest, and the cost of living on the East Coast vary quite a bit. And with the inflation rate we have today and what's going on with inflation, it's costing people a lot more short term right now than it will 2 to 3 years from now. Because we're running right now, if you go for a car loan, even with a good credit score, and we talk about credit scores also in the training, even with a good credit score, you're going to be between 5 and 6% interest rate on a car. vehicle, unless there's some type of promotion by manufacturer. On a home mortgage, you're going to be between 5 and 7% right now today. And just less than 2 years ago, you could pick that up for 3.2%.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Now it's a battle. But you look at the fact that uh, my neighbor decided they wanted a Honda Sonata, and so they're running a promotion, like you said. But went to the car dealer and there's no cars.
So supply chain.
Supply chain
Yeah.
issues. So now Hyundais are built in the Carolinas. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but I was surprised. It's like, what? But now you get the factor of supply chain, interest rates. And of course, when there's supply chain issues, what happens? The demand gets bigger and the price goes
Oh,
higher, right?
yeah. Supply and demand. Simple rule.
So then you got the Rule 72. At 1%, your money doubles 70. So you start thinking about all those things that are affecting you. It can get complicated unless you've got someone like M2R and financial literacy to kind of guide you and explain to you what's going on. You look at the news. If you're on Medicare, Medicaid, Medicaid, all that, and all of a sudden they introduce something called Advantage. But in there it says a non-government entity. What does that mean? We're like,
And I do want to say something to your audience. M2R does not give financial advice. It does not give banking advice. It does not give accounting advice. It does not give legal advice. We're an education organization. And what we do is actually show and present to you all the tools that we're aware of that you should be aware of and how those tools operate in your personal finances. So we don't have anything to gain from somebody investing. We don't have to promote any bank. We don't have to promote any institution. We don't have to promote any accounting firm. The only thing we promote is how you can personally create a more well-being, financial, stable life for yourself.
and that's a very good point because when they're making money, uh, as some people are doing it, they're going to sell you what they have.
Right?
But here at M2R, they're not selling you anything.
Just education.
It's education. Now you pick where you want to go. You pick the bank. You pick this. Uh, and of course, if you join America's Chamber for Business, you pick our members because they're good. They're trustworthy, honest, or they won't be members very long. So you've got choices like that. And if you got some spare money, Angel will tell you sports is a good investment. He would tell you to go to see the Texas Rangers. Where else would you send him, Angel? The Texas Rangers, the Dallas Mavericks are coming up.
Ajá. Ah, FC Dallas,
FC Dallas,
North Texas FC Club,
North Texas Club,
Soccer Club,
Texas Legends.
Texas
I was going to
Legends,
say, I got a pin here that says Texas Legends.
Texas Legends, Mavericks, of course.
And if you've really got some money to spare, there's some great concerts by Taylor Swift and others that uh, they'll put a little dent on your bank account.
Yeah,
But hey, if it's worth it to you, go for it.
And that's my point I'm making about you need to enjoy some of your money. You can't financially plan your money and all of it savings and all of it for this because it doesn't motivate people to do that. People need to have an opportunity to enjoy what they make. They work hard for it. So we need to help people understand you can work hard and still create a financial future that's more sustainable and enjoy the things you enjoy in life also.
Yeah, and it's like anything else. We need cars. You have to have cars here. They're getting expensive. So you got to start planning right now. Uh, I did need a set of tires for my car, and I shopped around. and I was able to find a super deal at what was it, NTB? NTB tires of all places. I just made a phone call. The gentleman name is Travis, and he was just like, "Oh, you called at the right time. We're having a super duper sale." I walked in. Everything they said was just like they said, and drove off with brand new shoes for my
There
car.
you go. And we talk about that in our financial literacy training also, because what you did was your research. You did research. And we encourage people, we don't promote a bank, we don't promote an investment firm, we don't promote a stock, but we teach people how to research and understand the things they're looking for when they do the research. And we did your research. You didn't just take the first coupon or the first tire sale that was out there.
No,
Yeah.
no, and even with the banks, we all have our favorites. And let me tell you, in my opinion, Ross Bank is superb because we have a officer that takes care of us, and let me tell you, he takes care of us. So I really, if Ross Bank is originated from San Antonio, big bank. You got other banks, but a lot of it is a relationship you have with the bank.
Yeah.
And
And relationships very important.
very important. So you want to not just pick a bank, you want to pick a bank with a relationship.
But today also, there are many, many not brick and mortar banks, but online banks that are available to you.
Good point. I
Okay.
didn't think about that.
So, and online banks, and many times will pay you higher interest rates than brick and mortar banks when you do the research. That's part of the research we show in the training program too. But you can still have a relationship with an online bank. Okay? You still have a relationship because it's a different kind of relationship. It's email, it's text, it's answering online. It's those type of things. It's still communication. You can still build a relationship, and you can still build a history because those online banks are recording and keeping a record of your activities. And so it's online, brick and mortar and online, it's a choice today.
And you even anything you do in the financial literacy, like if you really want to walk in a place and walk out with a car, play cool. I mean, those guys, they'll come backwards to sell you a car. How Fines. How Fines is another place
I
where,
just bought one from my
yeah, yeah, where you just go in and they're going to do everything in their power to get you to drive off with a car.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in the military anymore because a phone ringing in a situation like this, I'd probably be doing 50 push-ups. Your phone rang, my phone rang.
Oh, I only do 10. Okay, that's my limit. Even when I was in the special forces. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so we need to mute our phones when we go on the radio.
Good point. That's part of the planning of being on the radio. Mute your phone, okay? So, your phone was louder than my phone.
Yeah,
So that means
maybe I'm going
you
deaf.
have an
Is that what you're
Apple
saying? I'm
or
going
an
deaf.
Android.
Apple.
I have an Android.
Yeah. See, but you're more technical. I like simple. I like simple. I'm not the technical guru you are. I'm a simple guy.
So we're gonna brag a little bit. We're gonna take a little time off to brag about some of our members. It's like a commercial. If you had dent problems, Alliance Dent Repair in Plano, Texas, a great member, you won't believe how many cars they fixed, and those cars look equal or better than when they had the hail damage. Alliance Dent Repair, Plano, Texas, great people. For restaurant, Casa Navarro on Forest and Marsh Lane, great Mexican food. Or Avila's Mexican restaurant on Maple Avenue. Avila's, Avilas, Mexican food, terrific food.
What was the first one you said?
Casa Navarro,
That's where?
Forest and Marsh.
Okay.
And it's great place. It's in Marsh. Yeah, yeah, right there. And if you want Italian, our favorite is Frankie's, right there on Forest and It's close to Casa
So
Navarro.
you have Italian or Mexican in the
You
same
got right in
block,
the
huh?
same place.
Same
Frankie's
block.
is great. Everything, nothing comes out of it. And of course, one of my favorites, and we love going there, is Italy and North
Italy.
Italy, uh,
Italy.
Italy. I'll get it right.
Can't say.
They're at North Park, right? Right there in North Park. Unbelievable Italian food and very nice service and great. Their pizzas are healthy pizzas, but they're very tasty, very good. And so those are some of the places you want to go. For insurance, we have RC Insurance, uh, and, and we have Pilot Insurance, great, great members. And of course, for technology, you want to go to Reba Tech. Those people over there are fantastic.
I bet you they are.
They're one of the best that I have ever met. And so anyway, Ariba, Aribatch. And you want to listen to Radio Metroplex.net. Angel, how many shows do we have on Radio Metroplex?
Now, total is 14.
15.
15 different type of shows.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, if you want to practice your Spanish, you want to come to Radio Metroplex.net because they have everything.
In fact, you have a Spanish show after the show in English.
We do. And we have a very special guest. We have the General Consul from Salvador, Dallas, the Honorable Milton Chinchilla will be right here, and he's going to be interviewed about him. This is different. It's going to be about him, and he's going to be interviewed by Christia Julian,
Guillen.
who's president of our
Is
El
that
Salvador Chamber. And it's always good to meet everybody and have a good time. But the reason we like our members is because they step it up for fellow members. You know you're going to get outstanding service, you're going to get outstanding treatment, and it's going to be good. And if you really want to grow your company, marketing, call me and I'll connect you to radiometroplex.net and you can really get your message out. This is an internet radio. They're listening to us everywhere around the world, South America, Central America, Canada, you name it. They're listening to us. So, what a way to get your message.
And Angel's got a great studio here.
And we got a great studio, got all kinds of features, and he's got candy for Halloween. Look at that.
Yeah, I saw that.
I got to show you this because it's kind of scary, but this is what Angel's passing here. Some delicious, great
Lollipops.
lollipops,
Yeah.
Kit Kats, and pretty soon you were going to have a Christmas party for the radio station.
Well, I'm coming here tomorrow night to trick or treat.
Oh, there you
And the
go.
radio station.
Trick or treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can show off your costume. You see, you may get, if you win, you'll get 5 lollipops.
Ya queremos,
Cinco lollipops.
queremos hacer una presentación de la radio para empresarios y dueños en noviembre 12. So
November 12th.
November 12.
November 12th, we're going to have thing about businesses and getting together, having fun. So this is why America's Chamber named Radio Metroplex.net as the official internet radio station for the chamber. So great people, great events, a great leader, right?
Absolutely.
The greatest CEO, Angel Martinez. From the day that we met and he talked about his dream of having a radio station to today, it's reality. And let me tell you, we're so proud to be part of it. And I encourage you, if you want to build your, hey, we can help you set up a program where you can communicate. So anyway, that's our commercial. So we go back to M2R.
Okay, okay. And no, I really enjoy it because I love to see people succeed. That's what M2R is about. Watching people succeed, not just people individually, but organizations and how we act and how we treat each other in society. Our whole goal is how do we help and promote success
Right.
individually, organizationally, and society wise.
And support success. I'm gonna have Angel come up here in front of the camera because I want him to show you what he's wearing.
Yeah, he is a really a Rangers fan. We didn't see that. Come back.
Come
we,
on
we
back,
didn't see it.
right,
We didn't see it.
right in the front.
I'm trying to see it up there. There we go. Yeah. There I saw it.
Yeah. And Adolis Garcia is my hit.
Wow, Garcia, and where's he from?
Cuba.
Cuba. He's really a superstar.
Yes.
And Angel went all the way to Florida to see Messi.
Messi. Yeah, correct.
Wasn't that so exciting?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
did
we have to the Florida with the Inter Miami.
you?
Put that in front of the camera.
Whoa!
one time.
Look at that!
Yeah.
Look at that, folks!
Fuimos al único medio de
Wow! Radio Metroplex was the only media from
Debut.
Texas
debut de Messi.
in Miami during the game and introduction of Messi. Number 10.
Yeah.
Woo! He won't let anybody touch his flag, so I'm honored because he's letting me touch it.
Ya, nada más que no lo vean
But that is beautiful. This is what it's all about. It's all of us together, united, successful, enjoying each other's company. And the only color we see is green, right?
And he's right in the neighborhood with the Dallas Cowboys and the Rangers.
Right
His studio's
here.
right in the heart of it.
We're watching them right here. I can see they're getting the stadium ready for Cowboys. Globe Stadium's getting ready for the Rangers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're right here. It is the center of sports, entertainment, and just about everything right here in beautiful Arlington, Texas. And one thing we learned about Arlington, Texas, they have, oh, there it is. Oh, here we go. The CEO gave me a message. Live from Arlington, Texas, the capital of sports, shows, and entertainment. How about that? Right here. Woo! And you know what? He means it. He means it. That's what it's all about. And, well, by the way, yeah, let me. You can call in and talk to Phil, ask him any question, uh, and but except for his credit card number, he will not give you his credit card number. Okay, I tried. He won't do it. But you can call this number and you can talk to Phil, ask him any questions, and you can call this number at 2 o'clock, and you can talk to the General Counsel of El Salvador, Dallas, and the number is 682-270-0475. And Angel has been coaching me. He tells me that I need to have more exciting voice. So listen to this. This is a great number to call. You want to call now, right?
You might want to repeat that number, though.
Yeah. The number is 682-270-0475. And how am I doing, CEO?
Spanish es, si quieres llamar a la radio Metroplex, comunícate al 682-270-0475 y comunícate a la Cámara de Comercio, que estamos totalmente en vivo para ti. ¡Vámonos!
Whoa!
How about that?
I said
How
that.
about that?
I said that real quick. I hope you got it, though.
Next interview, it's all the same.
Thank you, Angel. That's why it's so much fun being here. He helps out and comes in there. But
He's a great host.
yeah, you're a great. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's for you.
when he talked to me about his dream before it was in Unreal, he said, "I'm going to have a radio station that's going to change the world," and I'm very happy to be part of that dream and being close to Angel Martinez because he's making it happen. He was in Miami with the soccer. The only Texas announcer coming out there. He's been here with the Dallas Cowboys, FC Dallas. Everything he's been talking about, and he loves Rockero Rock.
Yeah.
What is Rockero Rock?
It's the show is Thursday 9 p.m. But this is a Rocket Home.
9 o'clock, you see a portion of Rockero. Rockero is
It's a Rockeando en cabina.
Spanish rock and roll.
There you go.
The show is
Latino rock and roll.
Rockeando en cabina.
Rocando and Camino. I'm going to learn Spanish one of these days. Angel's helping me. How do you say it again?
Rockeando en cabina.
Rockeando and Camino. So
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock, live here at the show, if you want to have some fun.
It's the same to rocking in the studio, similar.
Oh,
Rocking in the studio, similar.
rocking in the studio. In
Yeah,
English.
there you go.
Rockeando en cabina.
Wow, so that's what it is. You're going to be rocking in the studio live. On what day?
Every Thursday 9 p.m.
Every Thursday at 9 p.m. And you can call in and sing if you
I think I'll
want to.
tune
Right?
into that.
Yeah, so it's going to be neat. But anyway, let's get back to our topic, M2R.
Yeah, and
Training.
I'd like to maybe talk to parents first of all. Parents, if you're having a difficult time helping and teaching financial literacy, which is how to manage your personal finances to your young adults, you will really enjoy our online program that's being released November 15th, because you can use that as a tutorial to actually work side by side with them with the content that's in that program. If you're an educator, educators will be releasing to you a subscription basis, monthly subscription, so that you can use the program for financial literacy throughout the school year and highlight, stop, and talk about specific items such as stocks, investments, interest rates, topics covered in the program. You can actually stop and teach and maybe supplement what you're already doing in terms of teaching personal finance to your students. College students, uh, you entering college, we're going to be talking to you about the ability to spread and use your money in wise ways during college to maybe keep your expenses down. And adults who are not as financial literate as they'd like to be and would like to learn how to save and prepare for a brighter future, that program will be there too. And we teach and put the program in three different modes: one for young people in high school and early college, one for adults, and one for parents. And each of those is really designed and tailored for the people that are going to be helping or using the actual program.
What about me? Where do I go?
You're only 34, so you get time.
39.
39, okay, you've got time.
And I'm not moving from there. I don't care what anybody says.
But the online adult program will be very, because we know what it will do. We've seen it.
And I got to tell you, I've known Phil for a few years, and what he tells you, he means it. And he's a veteran, Army,
Army, yeah.
U.S. Army. He's helped protected your freedom and your rights as serving with the military. He does what he says, and he means what he says.
I'm a retired corporate exec.
And he's a retired corporal executive.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, you're going to see Phil in action on November 2nd in Plano,
Well, it's going to get some moderate on Thursday. Huh?
on November 2nd from 9 in the morning to 1 p.m. You want to be at this event. It's free. You show up. You're going to be talking to the General Counsel of Mexico, the Honorable Francisco de la Torre. You're going to be talking to the General Counsel of El Salvador, the Honorable Melton Chinchilla. You're going to be talking to the General Counsel of Peru, the Vice Consul. You're going to be talking to the Council of Honduras. You're going to be talking to a lot of people. The SBA will be there. SCORE will be there. And some financial people to help you. If you want to start your business in exporting, the time is right.
Let's talk about this for a quick moment, if you don't mind, because this is part of financial literacy. This is part of being as a company, as a business. Because if you plan to do business outside the U.S. and if you plan to do business with other countries, this is definitely some place you want to be on Thursday as a free event. Because I don't think you will find one place like this that America's Chamber has put together where you're going to find so many representatives of those countries in one place. I have the honor of leading the panel, I think, on Thursday with the consulates and of the different countries. In fact, possibly continents. We talk about Africa.
That's right.
Okay, but I strongly encourage, you will not be able to have contact or access to people like you're going to have on Thursday at the Plano Event Center. Uh, it's amazing, and I applaud you guys for putting this together, or this
Well,
chamber.
we wanted to give back to the community. Most people would want to charge you, and everybody's saying, "Why aren't you doing that?" But we felt that this time, with the great need to bring the supply chains closer to our proximities, it's very important that we educate and get everybody together. Right now, if you want to start an export business, it's the perfect time. Not only can you get grants right now, but you can also get the SBA to guarantee 90% of a loan. So the message is clear. Exporting is a very strong driven industry. It's going to be very important. The, the supply chains we have right now are very fragile. We know because they're affected by wars like Ukraine, Russia, Iran, Israel, Pakistan, no, Palestine. I'm sorry, Palestine. Uh, but those can affect our supply chains. Moving it closer to our borders here, proximity, we're going to strengthen that we're not going to run out of supply.
Yeah,
Is
but I
that
think one of
important?
the things we didn't cover on your upcoming event, though, was all based on nearshoring. And for those people that don't know what nearshoring is what you've seen lately as we try to bring product and supplies in from the Pacific Rim, either because of political issues or because of logistic issues or because of pandemic. It's been difficult and it's sort of disrupted our supply chain. So now you see a big push in America to bring, number one, manufacturing and other resources back to the mainland, the United States, and also to bring products and services that we're buying and purchasing closer geographically to the U.S. shores, which would be Canada, South America, Central America, uh, and the South American, North American hemisphere.
Right.
Bringing that stuff back closer so we have a little bit more control and a little bit more stability on supply chain.
And it's so funny because we have a astronaut that's retired. Uh, he flew in space, and when he was looking out the window, he could see the northern hemisphere. So he could see the Canada, the U.S., Mexico, and some of Central. And he says, from space, there are no borders. It's all one. Why can't we become like that? Where we take care of each other. And this is what this nearshoring is about, being able to make sure that we don't run out of toilet paper. Well, remember that? Remember when cars couldn't get microchips because there were none? Uh, Baby formula and other things. Prices of meat went up. Everything went up. This is what you call a fragile, unstable supply chain. So we want to do is bring awareness and bring the power of proximity into the supply chain. That is really what we're doing, and we're helping everybody. But it opens up opportunities for businesses, Phil.
Yeah, a lot. A lot.
I mean, even I'm looking at exporting. So
Well, you talk about the population increase of Latinos in the U.S. You talk about the amount of business that's going to be increased by nearshoring. All this has to bring more individual finance. People who are working in these industries, people that are involved in shipping, receiving, so forth. And our goal at MTR is make sure that as we get increased discretionary funds as individuals, that we have the ability to build a more stable future individually for us and our families than live paycheck to paycheck. That's got to go away for us. It creates so much stress for families and
oh,
people.
it does.
Uh,
It really
so we
does.
need to move from the paycheck to paycheck. We start with the young people, help them develop the habits and the know-how and the knowledge, put back little by little to increase their financial stability in the future. We help people that are adults right now trying to figure out how to create their own financial future personally so they have more success and not live paycheck to paycheck with all these stresses. So we're really committed to this in terms of trying to create a more stress-free environment financially for people. Divorce rates. The biggest thing in divorce rates is financial hardship.
Yes.
It's the biggest cause of divorce rates. Uh, Financial issues cause so many things. So our goal is to make society better, make individuals better, make organizations better. This is continuous in how we create a more inclusive environment. Creating an inclusive environment includes having people with the ability to create generational wealth along with their own individual financial well-being. So that's what this is about here.
And Phil, it can be done. It can be done. Education is a key to getting it done. That's why M2R is going to help you because we want to increase the network of everybody, especially the new the new upcoming majority, which is Latinos. But you got to remember, Latinos, quote unquote, are white, according to the U.S. Census Department.
A
Uh,
long time ago, that was the only thing they could even check in the application because there was no.
exactly. So we're Latinos and Hispanic. They're late. In other words, if you are from the Americas, Canada, Americas, you, the Americas from Mexico, the Americas from the Americas from Colombia, you are you are the Americas.
North America, South America, Central America.
This is how you have to view the shift, as we call it. Americas, you are the Americas from Mexico, U.S. from there, but all of us together, we're the
Well,
Americas.
let me tell you about our shift in training. Our shift in training, first of all, let me tell you who our partners are at M2R. We have Sonia Montenegro.
Yeah, woo,
We
powerhouse.
have Frank Gaza.
Woo, another
We have
powerhouse.
Sherry Mackel.
Woo.
And we have myself as the training coaching consulting facilitator. But the reason I brought that up is because we will not only be doing our training and coaching in English, we're also translating all our training into Spanish.
Español.
See,
Wow, mi hermano.
so we are now working. So the shift is that's part of the shift. You need to be more in terms of bilingual, in terms of your publications, in terms of what you're doing, in terms of communications,
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's important as that shift occurs that we have bilingual capability in businesses, in institutions,
I
all around.
I love it, Phil. And let me tell you, I have the utmost respect for this. He's my hermano.
Yeah. See?
You know, we're hermanos, just like Angel. We're hermanos, all of us together. But uh, we're going to play some music for you, and then we're going to come back in Spanish at 2 o'clock with the Honorable General Counsel of El Salvador, Milton Chinchilla. For him to be here. We'll be here with Chrisia Young. We'll be doing interviewing as one of my co-hosts. So And now with some music.
Just a quick thing, if you have any questions about the training or anything we discussed today, just go on to the letter R dot training, M2R dot training, and reach out to us. We'll have to answer any questions you have.
Yeah, call America's Chamber office, 214-358-6859, and we'll connect you.
Thank you, Eric. And thank you for the time here today, and I appreciate you and your audience.
All right. Let's have some music, Professor.
Radio